Welcome to our 5 on 5. I'm pleased to be joined today by Republican gubernatorial candidate Bob Tiernan. Bob, thanks for joining us today.
Hey, thank you, Craig.
So there is a very crowded field of Republicans seeking the party's nomination in just 2 weeks. What makes you different from your competitors?
Well, I am the one person who's running who's got the experience to actually do the job. My background running multi-million-dollar companies as a commander in the Navy, we got things done every day with no excuses. When I was running those large companies, I turned them around. In fact, you got one great one right there as part of our chain, Grocery Outlet. I was their president and chief operating officer, turned the company around, solved the problems. And when you're an executive, you have to solve problems every single day. And you learn how to do it and you learn how to get good at it. And even in the legislature, and I was chairman of the Crime and Corrections Committee, we made Oregon safer, and I led that way. The problem with Oregon right now is we have not been solving our problems. It's getting disgusting. And that's what motivates me to run. I have the leadership and the background to get the job done, and that's exactly what I intend to do.
You may have just answered this question. It's been 25 years since you served in the state legislature. What lesson did you learn there that you believe can best help Oregon if you're elected?
Boy, that's a great question. You know, I served in my 30s. And what you do is you just gain experience of making decisions. Now, I had run some small companies then, but it's quite different from flying a Cessna 150 to flying a Boeing 737 with 170 passengers on board. When you run those large companies, we have thousands of people I'm responsible for. I'm responsible for solving the problems. I'm responsible for keeping people employed and making sure that we're doing what we need to do. You learn that. The state is no different. The biggest problem with the state is they haven't been solving their problems. The lawlessness, the crime, the homelessness, the drugs, the drug growers down, the not having enough police officers. They're simply failing at their job. If they were working for me, any of them, I would fire them because they're not doing what they should be doing. But that's what you learn with experience. You learn how to get things done, and that's what I do.
The Supreme Court's decision to potentially overturn Roe v. Wade has been in the news this week. Are you pro-choice or pro-life? And if so, how would that affect your way of governing?
Well, I am pro-life. I'm strong pro-life based on both my religious background and my personal experiences. We have to wait to see what the actual decision says, but I will support the Supreme Court decision no matter what. You have to. It's the highest law in our land, and that's what we need to do. In Oregon, if there are some pro-life measures that come across my desk, I will certainly sign them. I think we need to protect life. I think life is very precious. I think we have to be careful about the unexpected and things we don't know about. So yeah, let's see what the Supreme Court says, but it's my duty as an attorney, as my background, as somebody who believes in the rule of law, that we must respect what the Supreme Court says.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll have much more in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here today with Republican gubernatorial candidate Bob Tiernan. Bob, homelessness is a problem here in Southern Oregon, as it is in much of the state. How would you fix this situation if you were elected governor?
Well, first off, it's probably my number 1 or 2 issue because the homeless is tied in with the lawlessness and the crime and the drugs, Measure 110. It's almost like a package deal. You have to tackle it all at one time. And based on my background of solving problems, you first have to diagnose the problem and then lay out your solution, hire the right people, hold people accountable, and march it to a solution. And the homeless thing, to answer you directly, we need a short-term solution, statewide short-term solution. It's just not a problem in Medford and Grants Pass and Bend. It is all over. There's only 4,000 homeless in the Portland metro area. The other 10,500 are throughout Oregon. And if we don't take care of it on a statewide basis, we end up playing whack-a-mole. That's where they pop up here, they'll pop up there. So short-term solution is get them off the street now. We're not solving any problem by allowing homeless and tent and campers on our street and living in squalor. We're not solving their problem, but we are doing is creating 3 more problems. So why do we do that? That's not the answer, and that's why we need to get them off now. The long-term solution is a little harder, but we had to, take it apart. There's 5 different reasons why people are homeless. We have to have some triage of what their problem is, those who don't want to work, those who want to work, those who are mental, those who are on drugs. And we have to try and rescue as many as we can. But the bottom line is We cannot allow them to live in squalor and create more problems and all of the drug problems that come with it, all of the garbage problems that come with it, and it's just reducing all of our lifestyles, and it's just not tolerable in our society. It's got to stop now, and that's what I will do.
What would be your first act if you're elected governor?
Ooh, good question. There'll be a lot of them, but the first one is that the governor is the power of appointment, and you have to clean house in Salem. We got too many department heads who are running very important agencies who are affecting Oregonians' lives who do not have the background and experience to do the job. We need to have talented people with skills that know how to accomplish things. So things like the Department of Transportation, Department of Fish and Wildlife, Department of State Police, the corrections. The governor has over 650 really good appointments and probably 80 critical appointments. And so appointing people. The other thing I would do, I look at the executive powers and the ones that Brown has been issuing executive orders. And quite honestly, just based on what I know now, I'd probably reverse almost all of them. I think Oregon needs to go in a different direction. Unfortunately, we're going in the wrong direction. And as we say in the Navy, as a commander, we have to take the rudder and put it in the other direction. That's what I intend to do. And I will start. Heck, I'll start the day after I get elected. I'm not going to wait till January 20th or whatever the date is. I'm going to have my plans, my people, and I'm going to be ready to go. You will see things happen on day one like the speed of a cheetah.
Bob, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.